Okay, so this is an interesting auction. We don't talk about these auctions too much, or like the N64 complete in box auction, which comes up every now and then. But this is a complete licensed US NTSC NES set for sale. Buy it now. There's no best offer, which we'll get into. It's at $21,500, 677, which means there's no unlicensed games. That's the official count. However, the one caveat, which is we'll talk about, is that the Stadium Events game with it is the PAL version, which is worth a few hundred, 300, 400,
right.
at 5 at most, versus the US version, which is worth thousands. We can get into it. We'll talk about how many thousands, but that's the big caveat here. So what's interesting, besides we can talk about do we think it's going to sell at this price, is that he has to make it clear in the listing. If you look at it, Ian,
there
are no reproductions or replacement labels at all.
Yep.
It's funny that you have to say that in this day and age, but you have to say that.
It's nice that he points that out, though.
It's very nice. That I give him credit, because hell, who knows nowadays? Because we've been talking about it for 3 years how it's bad for the hobby, but you have to say that. But why is he selling it?
Well, because he had a baby.
He had a baby.
And his collection room has turned into a nursery, and he has no space for it. And quite frankly, that is a 100% believable story. I cannot tell you how many people I've had come into the store and sell off collections for reasons like that. I've got a kid on the way. I need money. I don't have space, especially in San Diego, where your living space is at a premium.
Sure. So, he's probably a guy who wants to settle down. It'd be good money for the baby. Start a college fund. You could, if you get $21,000, that'll pay for, I don't know, nowadays, a half a year of a good college.
Maybe.
Jesus Christ. Not everyone needs to go to college. Just reminding people. It's a lot of money. You're going to be in debt forever. Anyway. So, is this a decent price? I think that's a big question. I'm not down with what the cost of this stuff go for. Obviously, the fact that it doesn't have the NTSC Stadium Events is a big hit, because that reduces the value by thousands.
Yes.
And also the fact that you don't have 100 unlicensed games. Those 100 licensed games are worth a few thousand themselves.
I feel like with NES collectors now, at least the ones that I talked to at the shop and chat up, I feel like there's not a lot of people who are going for just the licensed games. And I feel like a lot of people who say they are going for just the licensed games, by the time they get to the point where they're near it, the collecting bug has bit them hard enough where they kind of change their mind and might as well go for the rest.
Sure.
With that said, I feel like that price is a little high for just the $677.
My gut tells me it is, because we always talk about when stuff like this is bundled, you expect some sort of deal.
Yes.
So where's my calculator? Let's do that. What is that per game? I love doing this. So we got 21,000. No, not my world clock. My calculator. We got 21,500 divided by. I'll include the Stadium Events. Okay,
sure.
677. 31.75 per game. We'll just say $30 a game.
No.
$30 a game without any of the unlicensed ones.
I feel like that's.
Is that too much?
Yeah. That's.
I
mean, even factoring in some of the extreme rarities like.
Little Samsung 750,
Bonk,
we'll say. Bonk's what, 400? I don't know at this point.
I don't
DuckTales 2. You run down those 20 games, the later release ones, and Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, and that'll get you to at least a few thousand at this point, right?
It's true, but then then
they go down from there. Yes,
then they drop considerably.
Sure.
The thing is, I mean, no fault on the guy for putting this price up. You might get, because we've seen how collectors can work in this day and age, they might get trigger happy and just say, sure, why not? I think the bigger problem is why no best offer. I think he's shooting himself in the foot with that, because I feel like if someone were to offer $18,000 for it, you take it.
What's interesting is in his other auctions too, he's selling just the box and manual to some of them. So he's selling just the box and manual for Panic Restaurant for $800. Wow, is that what that goes for? Just the box and manual? Holy shit.
But see, this is the problem.
And Mighty Final Fight for $270, box and manual, and Bubble Bobble Part 2, $800 box and manual for it.
Like you said, you expect some sort of deal when you get things in a lot. It seems to me like he's attaching full value to everything.
Yeah, obviously a reseller can't flip this.
Right.
It might be losing money. I have no idea. I mean, because you're still at the point where a few hundred games are less than $5. Mm-hmm. So you have to factor that in.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. When you say 3175, I'm trying to see how that divides out among the rarities that are a couple hundred a piece, and then the couple hundred games that are a few bucks.
Sure. You still have all the sports games. You still have a lot of the Sesame Street type of games. You're going to have even like your rad racers don't go for a lot, and your ice hockeys, even the fun games, don't go for a huge amount. Like Super Off-Road.
Whoa.
Ah! Whoa! Hey!
What the fuck happened there?
I don't think that's ever happened before on the podcast.
Well, out of 750 something games, why did we both?
Let's just get married, Ian, and make out. We might as well at this point. Anyway, games like Defender 2 and Defender of the Crown. I can go down the list. Destination Earthstar. These are not expensive games.
No, they're not.
So I mean, there's even a lot. It's not even like
it's not all crap. It's not all crap.
It's not all like the Blades of Steel sports games. There's games that are out there that aren't worth a hell of a lot, like Orb 3D and Operation Wolf.
I'm not talking while you're listing off names.
That really freaked you out.
That fucking caught me off guard.
We've been doing this podcast for 2.5 years. We have this connection. It's Valentine's Day this past. So anyway, there should be a best offer. And plus, this guy probably didn't pay. Unless he's one of these, collectors that I want to get a whole collection in a year and a half. This guy probably didn't pay half for this game if he was doing this for years and years. But then again, maybe he's a guy that got into it really quickly and regrets it.
Got in and needs to get out.
Which you might have to take a loss. Sorry to say. That's what happens on business vendors. You get into quickly, you might have to take a loss.
When people say, like, if you buy something and you don't like it, if it's popular, you can flip it. Like, if I buy a shooter that's expensive for the PC Engine and I don't like it and I really don't want it in my collection, I can probably flip it for what I got it for. But when you're buying when you start buying things individually and then you decide you're going to get rid of them all at once, that's not the case. You are not going to flip it for what you paid for it.
Okay, so I guess we'll see what happens. Not much else to say about this. It's just curious to me that he is having the box and manual for a few of these rare games separately. Maybe if he threw it in, it would sort of sweeten the deal. You know what I mean? That shows me he's really trying to maximize the value to get out of this.
Yeah, that's why I said
we're not saying he can't do it. He can do whatever he wants. We like discussing the strategy of this. Strategy, and if it actually will sell. That's all. He can do whatever he wants.
No fucking shit.